In this video, I'm going to explain properties of the proportions, and we have 7 properties. I'm going to explain each of them one by one. The first one, the means can be interchanged. What does it mean? You may change the place of B and C. The proportion, it will change. It won't change. Ratio, it will be different, but proportion, it won't change. I'm going to explain on the exercise with numerical values. 2/9, we said that B and C may change their places. That's why it's going to be 2/8 may be equal to 9/36. You may change their places. And I'm going to show this one by, I'm going to check this one here. 2/8, it's going to be equal to, when you divide by 2, it's going to be equal to 1. When you divide by 2, it's going to be equal to 4. So the answer is equal to 1/4. What about 9/36? 9/36, this number divisible by 9, it's going to be equal to 1. This number is divisible by 9, it's going to be equal to 4. So it's equal to 1/4. This implies that 2/8 is again equal to 9/36, and here they are both equal to 1/4. It's going to be. So we may change the places of means, or B and C. Extremes can be interchanged. This is the second property, which means A and D, they can change their places. Here it's going to be 24 and 3, so I'm going to replace 24 and 3. 24/8 will be equal to 9/3. Okay, then if I divide 24 by 8, it's equal to 3, and if I divide 9 by 3, we are going to understand that they are going to be equal to each other. But I want to add something extra here, the cross product here. Cross product of this operation is 24 times 3, and the other side, on the other side, 9 times 8. And for this operation, the cross product is 3 times 24, cross product 3 times 24, and 8 times 9, and both of them 72. Here, as you see, they are equal to each other. So we are changing the ratio, we are not changing the proportion, and we are not changing the cross product also. Okay, the third one is both ratios can be inverted. We can change their places. So here for this one, we can write like this: 12/4 can be equal to 48/16, and when you divide 12 by 4, we are going to understand that this is equal to 3, and 48/16, it's going to be equal to 3, and the equality we are going to satisfy again. So we may change the numerator and denominator places. Here we have the fourth property, and it says that you may A/B is equal to C/D. It is given to us, and here the denominators are B and D. You may add the denominator to its numerator. So you are adding B to A, and here D to C, or you may subtract them, and this doesn't change the proportion. Let's see here how it can be. 5/3, we know that it's going to be equal to, it may be equal to 5 minus 3, I'm using the property 5 plus 3/3, may be equal to 10 plus 6/6, and it's equal to, this will be equal to 8/3, and that's equal to 16/6. If we check their cross products, 8 times 6 is equal to 16 times 3, so they are equal to each other. So we may change the places of the, actually we may add denominator to numerator, and it won't change the proportion, we can say. The second one, it's going to be classwork for us. Later in the class we are going to solve this part. Now the fifth property. Here a over b is equal to c over d, this is equal to k. Then if you multiply numerator and denominator by the same number, this doesn't change the proportion, and this doesn't change the ratio. Also we know this one from the multiplying, actually enlarging the rational number or enlarging the fraction topic. We'll learn this one at that part, and this doesn't change the proportion also. We are learning now that one. Now 2 over 5, if it is given like this, I can multiply 2 over 5 by a number. Let's say I will multiply 2 over 5 by 4, and I will multiply 8 over 20 by 3. Then I will get the same numbers like this, same ratio actually, same proportion actually. It may be like this. 2 times, here I'm going to continue at this part. 4 times 2 is equal to 8. 4 times 5, it's going to be 20. 3 times 12, it's going to be 24. 3 times 20, it's going to be equal to 60. When I crossly multiply, I'm going to see that the proportion, it didn't change. 8 times 60 will be equal to 24 times 20. 8 times 60, 48, and 0 here. 24 times 2 is equal to 48, and 0 we are going to add because it is 20. So as you see, we found the cross product, they are equal to each other again, which means the proportion didn't change. Now the sixth property. Here the sixth property, AB is equal to C over X, and the X is called the fourth proportional to AB, C. Here the X is fourth proportional, and 3 times X, you know, crossly if we multiply, we can find the value of X. 4 times 6, 4 times 6, they are equal to each other, and X is equal to 4 times 6 over 3 it's going to be, and X is equal to 6 and 3 if you simplify. X is equal to 4 times 2, which is going to be equal to 8. You can find the fourth proportional like this. Here we have exercise about the fourth proportion and proportional. Find the fourth proportional to 2, 3, and 4. Here 2 is the representing A, so 3 is B, and 4 is equal to C. Then the X is the fourth proportional, it's going to be. So the answer of this question, crossly multiply, we are going to find by using the cross multiplication. 2 times X is equal to 3 times 4, and X is equal to 3 times 4 over 2, which is equal to 4 and 2. If you simplify, 2 it's going to be here, and 1 here. 3 times 2 it's equal to 6, which means X is equal to 6 going to be. Here this is the seventh property and the last property. A over D, B over C, C over F, if it is equal to K, then we can write like this. A divided by B divided by C is equal to D divided by E divided by F. And here we can say like this. I'm going to give on the numerical example. 3 divided by 4 divided by 5 will be equal to 9 divided by 12 divided by 15 is going to. If you remember the previous lesson, there was 162 marbles to the 3 children, child 1 and child 2 and child 3, if you remember, and the proportion child 1 and child 2 and child 3, their proportion, it was equal to 5 and 6 and 7, if you remember, which means child 1 over 5 is equal to child 2 over 6 is equal to child 3 over 7. So I drive this one to this side, from this side to this side I drive here when I bring into this one. And if it's equal to K, if it's equal to one number, if their ratio equal to each other, then child 1 over 5, it's going to be equal to k, and this is going to be child 1 is equal to 5 times k, that I try to explain. Or child 2 is equal to child 2 over 6. When it's equal to k, this implies that child 2 is equal to 6k is going to be, or child 3 if it's equal to child 3 over k, 7 if it's equal to k, it means that child 3 it's equal to 7k it's going to be, and child 1 plus child 2 plus child 3 is going to be equal to 162, because we are going to give 162 marbles to them. We already solved this question, that's why only to explain this property I gave that one, and we are going to continue with. This is the last question about the properties of the proportion. Here they are asking, there are two brothers, 12 and 17 years old. After how many years their ratio will be equal to 4 over 5? So we are looking for the ratio 4 over 5, ratio 4 over 5, and how many years, after how many years they are going to be equal to 4 over 5. We are looking for this one. And if I simply explain here B1 and B2, now their ages, now it's equal to 12 and 17. And after t years, the first brother's age, it's going to be 12 plus t. And second brother's, it's going to be 17 plus t. Then the ratio after t years, it's going to be 4 over 5. So 12 plus t, it's going to be equal to 17 plus t. So we can solve this kind of question by using only cross product. So I'm going to multiply 4 times 17 plus t will be equal to 12, 5 times 12 plus t, 5 times 12 plus t, not 7. And here, firstly, I'm going to explain we are going to accept a numerator one term. That's why we multiply 5 by 12 plus t and 4 by 17 plus t. And 17 plus t, 12 plus t, it's written in parentheses. And 4 times 17, it's going to be 68. 4 times t is equal to 4t. 5 times 12 is equal to 60. 5 times t is equal to 5t it's going to be. If I collect the terms together, 68 minus 60, it will be equal to 5t plus 4, minus 4t it's going to be, and 8 is equal to t.